Welcome to this series of videos where we will be introducing ourselves into the informal music pedagogy. In these videos, we will see some of the stages of the pedagogy, some of the background, and also some examples of practice. In this video, we will discuss a little bit of the research that supports it, as well as some of the background and some of the potential benefits that it can have. Now, to understand the informal, it's easy if we compare it with what's formal. In the case of the formal, we often see it in the way of getting degrees, getting some type of certification. It might have a specific curriculum behind it. While on the informal, it's the type of work you might be doing on your own. You might be working with friends. It might be happening outside of any formal institution or any type of school. However, the formal and the informal is not a dichotomy. Rather, it operates in a continuum where there's a lot of things in between. For example, a private music class. Is it formal? Is it informal? Is it informal? To answer that question, we will need to assess the degree of which maybe there's a formal curriculum, the degree to maybe if there's a certification that will be happening after a specific amount of lessons, and how the program or the series of classes is structured. Now, some of the research that supports this type of pedagogy comes from the work of Dr. Lucy Green, where she first studied how popular musicians learn. What she found out was that often popular musicians might be working, playing by ear, trying to copy some of their favorite artists that they hear. In that process, they might be improvising a lot. They may or may not be working with music teachers. Often they're learning outside of the school system, working with friends. Later, she implemented these findings in a larger scale study with multiple schools and multiple teachers. That's when the pedagogy started to systematize a little bit more. Now, why do it? Often a lot of students come to the schooling system already with a background on the music they like. Some of them might already be playing some music, might be singing, might be rapping to some of the music they like. And it helps bridge that culture that's happening outside of a school with the type of music culture that happens within the music education system or within the music education classroom. See, if we do not include some of the students' culture, then we might be saying that their musical knowledge is not valid. So it's important to realize what counts then as music knowledge in the culture that we are also proposing with students. From Dr. Ruth Wright, she discusses that we are gatekeepers of the pedagogical discourse. So we are the ones filtering everything that's out there that counts as music knowledge, and then we're showing it to students. But there's a risk if what we show them does not match what they know. It can create some conflict. In some cases, the music artists that students listen to might be musically literate, and then in the school they come and the music teacher is trying to show the students how to read a quarter note, a half note, and this might make no sense to the students if it's not connected with the music they listen to, and their favorite artists are not even doing that. So then why bother in that sense? So that can create a little bit of a clash. In that sense, it's not only about the repertoire, bringing popular music to school, but about the pedagogy. How is that music being learned? Is it learned also by us imposing the music and trying to tell them how they should do it or what to do? Or does it come from their own willingness to explore the music, to want to play it, to want to learn about it? So this is a little bit what this pedagogy, this approach might help do. Some of the potential benefits come from the investment that students might put into the music. So all of a sudden it's the music that students are listening to for 8 hours a day outside of school, it's something that resonates with them. It's something that is culturally relevant for them, and it helps them enjoy the process of making music. Some of the interesting findings in the research by Dr. Lucy Green were that students were listening to music under different lights. For example, before going through the pedagogy and applying a more informal learning approach in their music classes, they used to just seek the lyrics of the song, just the voice, the vocal part. That was the main feature of the music. When they started trying to recreate all the backing instruments, the beats, the bass lines, and all the instruments that go in within the piece, they started looking for that also while listening to music. So the listening skills also became enhanced by living the music process, by experiencing the music practice. Now, some of the music pieces might be just approximations. However, they're close enough to be recognized as the music piece that they wanted to recreate, that they chose to do. So it gives a different sense of freedom in the music classroom as well for students to experiment what they want to do and how they want to do it. Now, to finish up, how about you share in the comments section what have been some of the informal music learning experiences that you had? How do they relate to your formal music learning experiences? Did they differ? Were they similar? Did they connect at some point? How did you handle that situation in your own life?